Futures trading is risky and can result in substantial financial loss. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, traders from across the globe. Welcome to Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar. And today, before we get going, I'd like to bring you the good, the bad, and then the difficult. We have some good things, we have some bad news, and we have some pretty difficult charts to get through. So let's take a look at that. First thing I'd like to say is I got a letter, and I love these, and I get tons of them, but every now and then one just jumps out at me, and I bring it out to the video. And it's a letter from Falcon, one of our Omniacs at the site. Falcon says, "Hey Oscar, I've only just begun to appreciate how tough it is for you to stand in front of the world and give an opinion. Wow, if I make a bad call, no one knows but me. When you make a bad call, well, you know what happens to you." Well, I sure do. They attacked my video. In any event, he says, "What I'm trying to say is I am really proud to be associated with you and love your devotion." How cool is that, Falcon? Very nice. Thank you so much for that letter. All right. That was the good. Here comes the bad. You know, on top of everything else that's going on this planet, we have this happening in our home turf right now. Mountain View, California. Many parts of America, long considered to be the breadbasket of the world, are now confronting a new unthinkable phenomenon: food rationing in the United States. Major retailers in New York and areas of New England and on the West Coast are limiting purchases of flour, rice, and cooking oil as demand outstrips supply. There are also anecdotal reports that some consumers are hoarding grain stocks. There's a lot more to that story, but that's just the beginning of what's happening. There are riots around the world. The price of food is getting too expensive, and even the food we have, meaning grains and such, are becoming rare. There isn't enough supply to meet demand. You know, things are getting tough out there, traders. We got oil bouncing off that 120 mark or getting close to it. You know that's eating into profits of companies like crazy. Then I grab another piece of paper, I read another article. April 24th, Walmart stores. Sam's Club Warehouse Division says on Wednesday it is limiting sales of several types of rice in the latest sign that fears of rice shortages are rippling around the world. There are grain shortages, there are rice shortages, there is a lot of trouble. There are oil shortages. Wow, traders, I never dreamed I'd be standing in front of a camera speaking of such things. I grew up in the United States where food's always been plentiful and pretty cheap, as well as gasoline. Who ever thought we'd be here today? But with that sort of turmoil taking place and the markets as they're acting now with all the bad news around them, everybody was waiting, everyone was waiting for Apple to pull another Google on us and knock the markets up. Apple's report came out. It was more than we expected, and the market came off anyway. So now you heard a little good, you heard some bad, and now I want to take you to some charts for tomorrow because we got another red Omni, baby. A red Omni for 04-24-08 Thursday. And I have a chart to show you, a couple of charts. And that's where the tricky comes in. Very difficult charting taking place this evening. Took me about 4 hours to finally make a decision after looking at everything I look at every evening. And I've come up with a red Omni. With no further ado, let me take you to the difficult charts now and show you why you better do your own homework before taking someone's recommendation tomorrow, because it's going to be tricky. If you don't agree with the direction that we're calling after doing your own homework, don't consider taking the trade. If you do agree, jump in, baby, because we're going to be in it. All right, traders, with no further ado, let's get to the charts. Let me show you what's going on out there. Okay, traders, the first chart you're looking at is the June S&P Daily Bar. Of course, we have what I've been calling a big bear flag right here. And then I showed you in a chart yesterday how we had a smaller flag here, and we broke out of that smaller flag, which was an interesting thing. However, there is no denying what we're looking at right now. And, I mean, this is textbook 101, traders. Let me teach you a little something very simple about analysis. If you have a formation that looks like this, it is called a bull flag, and a run-up should result. However, when the markets are as bearish as these markets are, and we just fell out of a bear flag, I don't know that I'm going to be looking for that. Right now, if you want to define this, I mean, let's face it, it looks sort of like a bull flag right there. As of today, last night, and today's bar's been put in place. I mean, that looks a lot like that, which should produce this. So here's where it gets tricky. If this is a bull flag, we are still around that pinnacle area next to the Omni's proprietary moving average. It is bouncing off that average and hovering around it and likely will break it on the downside. However, when you're looking at a bull flag, you're looking at a bull flag, right? So what's an analyst to do? Go to the indicators and let the indicators tell you if that's a real bull flag or not. Now let's go look at the indicators, traders, because that's where the truth will come out. Okay, traders, the next chart I'm going to show you are indicators that we use on top of the S&P daily bar chart. These are daily indicators. Here you have a commodity channel index, the CCI. You have an RSI, relative strength index. You have the WADX, the average directional movement. You have a stochastic oscillator. And last but not least, you have moving average convergence divergence, or MACD. What you are looking at is a bearish signal in CCI. This looks like this, which looks like this, which looks like this. And each time we had one of those, the market went down. Your relative strength index is pointing towards the downside after hitting a high. Another bearish signal. ADX indicator, you have the green, which is positive, pointing down. You have the red, which is negative, pointing up. And when you see that, it is a bearish signal. You have now here stochastics. Stochastics have reached above their 80 mark and have hooked down. When you see that, it's a bearish signal. Then the big one comes in. Moving average, convergence, divergence, MACD. When you see these guys crossing together, it is generally the beginning of a trend. Traders. What you're looking at right here looks exactly like what we got right here, and the market dumped big time afterwards. And now we're even higher with that same look. It's got a look almost like wings of a bird. It's what you got right here, and after that, we had a big drop, and that's likely what we're going to get next. That's why it becomes difficult. There's a small formation that looks like a small bull flag, and everything else says downside we go. And I'm an analyst, and I go with the indicators. Indicators say we're going down, and I'm taking the downside. So, you've seen the charts. I kid you not, it's tricky. Little bull flag, all the other indicators say down, and I am going with those indicators unless the market turns around and rallies up, and then we'll discuss what to do on a Friday. Only Thursday, now I'm going to see if this thing will continue to go down. So with that in mind, baby, for Thursday, 04-24-08, I say once again, don't fall in love with the upside. Look for the downside. Look for the red Omni, the Emini S&P, or the large one, SPM8. Omni says to sell in the low to mid 1380s, very much like we did yesterday, and that worked. We're going to do it again for today, the low to mid 1380s. Put your stop in a sensible place. As I always say, if you don't know where to put your stop, come on down to the Omni Trading Academy and let us show you how to read the charts, where to place stops, and how to get in and out of these markets, hopefully, successfully. No one has a crystal ball. No one knows if they're going to get this right every day. But luckily, we got a pretty good ear for listening to these charts, and our record stands on its own. Okay, so we're looking for the mid to low 1380s to get short. Put your stops in. Put them in first. Omni's profit objective, the mid to high 1350s. And on the way down, we expect some support right around the 1370 level. Be out by the close, be nimble with your trading, and do your own homework. I'll say it again because it's a tricky day tomorrow. It is tricky for me, which means it's probably tricky for every other analyst out there. Apple didn't give us the boost we were looking for. I don't think the market has anything else to lean on right now but the downside. All right, traders. Let's see what we're going to get. I'm excited about tomorrow as I am every day. You know me. I love the markets. I love the analysis. And I love to teach the Omni actually show up at the site every day. Traders, if you'd like to give me a call anytime, day or night, 702-629-4755. And make sure you get your butts to Vegas for the show at the Mandalay Bay. We are doing the Money Show May 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th. We have a booth at the Mandalay Bay, and we want to meet all the Omniacs. So please book your tickets and come on down and meet us for the week of May 12th through 15th at the Mandalay Bay. A little round of applause for that show. I can't wait to go. All right, we're going to do our radio show as usually scheduled on Friday between 9 and 11 p.m. OST, Omni Standard Time. Make sure you're there. Come down to the radio show. Come to the site. We'll show you how to call in. We'd love to have you call into that show, and we'll discuss some markets. There are great economists on that show every Friday, and they can help you decide where you think these markets are going to go next. Oh, guys, I don't really want to do anything else, so tell me what I need to do because I want to go back out and trade. What do I got to do, guys?
Don't trade alone. Don't
trade alone. Hey, we know traders, enough traders in this world are starting to get this right. Don't trade alone. Come on down to our site. Huddle with us, army of Omniacs that's ever growing every single day, and try to figure out where these markets are going with us instead of by yourself. I can imagine how intimidating it must be to sit with your computer by yourself or even with someone around you, but without a crowd of analysts and traders around you, it's got to be way harder to figure out if you got it right, if you're on the right side, if you should be buying or selling, or if you even want to trade, or which markets to trade. And we are here to help you get that right. So come down to the site, grab yourselves a free membership, and join the army of Omniacs. Traders, I would love to be your personal broker. I allow traders to open up accounts right here at our firm. It's a simple process. You can open them right online. If you open up an account with me, you get free access to my Omni Trading Academy. Everything here for you is free if you open a trading account. You come to classes. You get to come to the academy every day. You're in the premium room. You'll get trade recommendations with real-time flash updates, access to me on the telephone. The list goes on, and at no charge to you. So come on down, open up an account, and allow me to be your personal broker and mentor and trading coach. All right, that's it. I'm getting out of here. Send me emails if you want. You can shoot the emails to oscar@futuresanalysts.com. And that's about it for me, traders. I'm going to call this a wrap. Remember to say this to yourselves every day, every morning, every afternoon, every evening. It'll help you keep your emotions out of trading. And you know what that is. Stops are in. Emotions are out.
Futures trading is risky and can cause substantial financial loss. We do not claim or guarantee that you will profit from the information provided. That being said, I am a 24-year seasoned trader on and off the floors. This is how I've made my living for many, many years. Good luck trading.